Welcome back to Western Sports Roundup. Last night, Wrangler National Finals rodeo. Luke Brown on the head side, Trey Yates on the heel side. Could have been an arena record. Stetson Wright in the Bronc riding. A lot of folks saw these runs. A lot of folks saw this ride. A lot of folks had questions. There have been 34 reviews so far of calls that judges have made at the NFR this year. 31 of them stood up. 3 of them have been overturned, and you saw the reaction of Stetson Wright right there. He did not believe that he missed that horse out. If you were watching the telecast, Joe Beaver joins us. Butch Knowles, Jeff Metters did not believe that there was a missed mark out there, and that changes a lot of things. Both of those runs change a lot of things. The possibility of an arena record for Luke and Trey, and it really, we'll talk about the saddle bronc riding standings in a minute, but, these... Here's my point on it. I'm just going to go right here, right off the bat. There are a lot of calls that are made. Every once in a while in sports, something happens.
It's not a perfect world. And I'm not saying it was the right calls by no means. I'm not saying it's wrong in their eyes, whatever. But also, if you've ever judged anything, when you have to make a split-second call, it's very hard. That's the hardest part to me, is they get in a bind and they make a call that's so, it's so quick and so fast with so much, meaning at the end.
Let's talk about some of the mechanics and some of the angles right here. Joe, what a lot of people don't realize is that the flagger is in a different position than Thomas and Mack because it's so small. He's usually over behind the gray horse, over there to the left, in front of the linesman, where he walks out in front of the head box, has a clear view of the heel shot. But here, Thomas Mack, that's not where he's at.
You can see right there. See, he's over the other side of the heel horse. And to me, what's hard is that you watch the heel horse. And see, the heel horse, he wasn't squared up and around. But the steer was, squared up when he threw. Watch. The heel horse, if he'd have been inside and turned, it'd have been a straight go. Just like to watch the yellow horse, how he bends and he's inside. The bay's a little stiff. He may have kind of went by the turn a tick, but the loop is about the same. Okay, watch this. Watch Jay's yellow. See how his yellow tucks his nose, gets inside, and Trey's is a little straight still. Trey threw a jump quicker than Jay did, but Trey threw about the same time a couple other loops were, I thought. And, I'm a big guy. I'm a big deal if tie goes to the runner for when it's a major call.
Yeah, and the thing about the tell me if I'm right, Joe. The crossfire call in rodeo, it's kind of like a block charge in basketball. It's
sure
the hardest thing
terribly hard to call, too. And here's the deal. That's how I joke about it, but not joking, really. I would take the crossfire rule out at the national finals because it is such a hard place to call it. Like Justin said, you can't get in the right spot as being the flag man. You're trying to do it in 3 seconds. It's just hard.
I want to also point out that this was a perfect storm, in my opinion. That position, the head horse, the angle of the steer, the flagger's position, the heel horse's position, everything was the perfect storm to be so close you can't call. And you know what? I think I'm more prone for an official to make a call now that we have instant replay because they can go to instant replay. Yeah. But I think it was even such a perfect setup that it is a tie. Like you said, this could have gone either way. I have talked to flaggers, professional flaggers all day long. Half of them said crossfire. Half of them said no way.
It's such a personal view call that here at the national finals, man, I would take it out because it would open the door for high quality, high caliber healers to take the shot they needed to win great money.
Well, I'll say this. I got to stand for the flagger real quick because the team ropers love that flagger.
Here's the deal. That is the hardest. That and a knockdown in the team roping, the steer wrestling, to me, are the hardest 2 calls to make in 3 seconds. Yeah. That's the difference. You got to remember, 3 seconds, not 4-3-9, 3-1, 3-3. Same in the steer wrestling. Those 2 calls, hard to make.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, one of the most respected field flaggers in the country.
Oh, yeah, and I'll say this, too. I talked to Luke Brown, and he said, I don't want that to go away because it takes away from the highest level of a heel horse to be able to get up high enough and around the corner to square up, and also for the team ropers,
It's a hard call to make. Nobody's going to take them away on purpose. You don't flag a guy out on purpose. You don't miss a mark out on purpose. But it's like you say, a lot of football games, sometimes there's a call that costs the team the game. It just happens. It's bad. It's bad for everybody's opinions, and everybody comes with their opinions. You know what I mean? Well, but it's one guy that has to make a call in a fraction of a second for a lot of money.
And we had two perfect storms. We done talked about that in the team room, but we also had one in the saddle bronc riding with all eyes, maybe more eyes on one guy than any one guy in the history of the game, going for some records that are so rare, and he's at the top of his game after 2 years of injury, and the yellow flag for the mark out here. Again, if a judge is questionable, I say throw the flag because we got instant replay.
And instant replay is what they're hoping on right there, And a guy knows too. Here's a call to me. When you get, and that's his brother, so they're going to say, you know what I mean? Sure. That's blue shirts. But as a person, if you miss one out and you hit the ground, Justin, you don't really want to look back and see because you feel like you probably did. But when you see a guy like that thinking, man, I had him, that's when it's a hard call.
They got him on the right side right here. That's what we're looking at.
I know. I'm going to play devil's advocate right here. Indisputable. It's got to be an indisputable vision in the replay booth to overturn the call made in the arena. It's got to be indisputable. With the angle of his shafts, the fringe in the shafts, the blurriness of a camera, maybe that was why they couldn't overturn it. To us, it looks like an easy call. But is it 100% indisputable?
Well,
that's the question.
That's the part that's gray. You know what I mean? That's the gray area right there, guys, and that makes it hard because if you're watching that, you give it. I honestly thought the night before they could have maybe got him way more than last night, but I'm just a guy at the other end.
I want to throw this out there. I used to be a proponent of getting rid of the mark-out rule because of these situations.
Yeah.
But then you talk to saddle bronc riders, hey, no, that takes a better bronc rider, a better cowboy.
Yep.
I'm all for every reason every bronc rider wants to keep it. But I still don't know why we can't do 2 extra points for a great mark-out or 1 extra point. And it's rewarded by points and deducted by points.
Hey, he'd have took 5 points off to have that one. You know what I mean?
Who loses there? I don't think there is a
no
bad
time and the no points is a loss for the contestant period.
It's too much.
It's too much money out here anymore. And it's hard enough to ride Bronx much as ride 10, so.
Yeah. So here's the thing now that you have to look at as you look at Stetson's reaction one more time. The World Championship race in the saddle bronc riding got tossed on his head.
Just took a big change.
Yeah, it really did. And here's why. Stetson Wright is all the way down to number 9 now in the aggregate. Zeke Thurston is number 1 in the average right now with 4 rounds to go. There you see, 517.5 points. Stetson slides to 9th. We've been talking about Triple Crowns for Stetson. That's a whole nother story now. Zeke Thurston, at this moment, if the NFR would have ended last night, he and Billy Etbauer would have been the 2 guys with 5 world championships.
Yeah, and and you don't want it to be because of a call. You know what I'm saying? That's where it's so hard. And I'm like you, Justin. That's what makes it so hard for a 0 or a no time. And sometimes even give them a +5 if you crossfire. It's like roping a leg. Do something, but the no times, they're hard. But the rule says crossfire, no time, miss one out, no score. So until things get changed, it's going to be that way.
Yeah, and, we got to be progressive in those departments.
That's right.
We really got to look at why do we do things? Is it the best thing for the sport? Is it the best thing for not just the athletes, but the fans? And this overall fan experience is a big deal for rodeo fans all over the world watching this thing, and I think we need to I'm getting completely off of the judges because I think the system it needs more.
And the last thing I want to be is a judge.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I'm hard on them, and I tell them when it's good, but I don't want the job because that is a hard job.
I was on another appearance this morning, and here's what I said, and I think I'm right. The judges in professional rodeo, out of 800 rodeos and 7 events or 8 events per rodeo or 9, how many calls do they make that are right?
Yeah,
an overwhelming majority.
It's like hazing,
and you
don't see the good calls, you see the bad.
You don't see the good calls, you see the bad. It's like nobody notices an offensive lineman until he misses a block and his quarterback.
I know, but when you got super slow motion, it's a replay. I don't know.
Here's my deal, and you just said it when we watched that replay. Why didn't they have the view we had?
Well, that too.
We got it right here today on Western Sports Roundup, and it was pretty clear, I thought, on our view, didn't you?
Yeah.
Why didn't they have that view? That's what I question.
So the big question everybody's asking, how could they miss it? Let me tell you why. Because they're humans.
Oh, yeah.
And when the PBR started this, which was 20 plus years ago, by the way, first of all, we're really slow getting caught up to this technology. But here's where we are. And I was there. I was doing TV in the earliest PBR days. It happened then.
Yep.
It happened in the NFL. It happened in every sport. It happened. It's an evolution, and we can't grow if we don't mess up. I can say that personally anyway.
How many times have we heard somebody say, rodeo's trying to become this major sport? One of the things that happens in Major League sports, people argue about judges. They argue about referees.
Every
single week.
Bam, right there.
Yeah.
Every week.
Conversation. That's our goal every day is to create conversation.
Yeah. So here's the thing, though, guys. The one thing that might happen right now, and we'll see 4 nights from now, who's the world champion saddle bronc rider going to be? Zeke Thurston has ridden real good this year at the
Probably
NFR.
not going to be Stetson.
Yeah, ain't going to be Stetson for sure now. That's right.
Yeah. Joe, I appreciate your insights as always.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
Joe.
good or bad, it's what it is. I know, and you have to go on. What impressed me so much last night is he just had his floor jerked out from under him, right? And he comes right back and wins a round in the bull riding, and he shows up right here on our stage to get his buckle, and he's mad, he's upset, but guess what? He's a rebounding world champ from injuries that some people would have been done with, so I still respect total of what Stetson Wright's doing for rodeo.
Yeah, all of his interviews were very positive and just a very unique young man that handles himself